The women's top seed Simona Halep is through to the fourth round of the Australian Open after a marathon match with American Lauren Davis. The match lasted 3 hours and 45 minutes, with Halep prevailing 15-13 in the final set. The match was filled with high drama, with Davis seeking medical attention in the final set after her toenail fell off.
Oh, she just said her toenails come off.
Can I get it?
No, you said
Can I get it now?
Yeah, sure.
Well, that's an awkward time, but she's called for the physio because her toenail has come off, and that can be painful.
The 48-game match is the equal most games for a women's match in the history of the Australian Open. Next month, 800 yearlings will be auctioned off here at the Inglis Classic Sales. So, how do you find the next champion? Well, the experts say if it has straight legs, a deep chest for greater lung capacity, and walks like it's on a Paris fashion runway, you're off to a good start.
Jen Browning is there. Jen, this is an unlikely matchup.
That's right, Jeremy. It's 1 versus 8 in tonight's NRL Grand Final. The Storm finished the season on top of the ladder, having only lost 4 games all year, while the Cowboys only managed to get themselves into the top 8 because the Dragons lost their last game of the season. Now, no NRL team has ever won a premiership from 8th position. The Storm are going to be incredibly tough to beat. They're looking to go one better this year, having lost last year's decider by a narrow 2 points to the Sharks. Now, much has been made about what sort of crowd would attend tonight's NRL Grand Final. I can tell you there are thousands of fans from the Cowboys and the Storm ready to cheer on their team, and organisers are still expecting a crowd of around 80,000.
Hope very well. Yep, we've got to redeem it back from last year.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's all ours.
Isn't it?
It's ours. It's ours, isn't it, bud?
Yep.
Yeah. No tears this year for us. Tears of joy.
Who do you think's going to be the player to do it for the Cowboys?
Michael Morgan, I think he stepped up. I reckon up the middle. I reckon Tom Malala can get it done for us.
And how will you be if the Cowboys get up?
Crying. Crying. Yes. Again, crying.
Now, Jen, there's been some considerable debate about the pre-game performance by the American rapper Macklemore, featuring a song that's regarded by many as an anthem for supporters of same-sex marriage. How has that performance been received?
Well, Jeremy, Macklemore has been in the spotlight all week, but tonight he got his chance to take centre stage here at Sydney's Olympic Stadium. He was welcomed with a tremendous applause from the fans inside the ground. He's been belting out some of his top hits, including Same Love. But of course, now the attention will turn to the main act of the night. It's the grand final of the NRL season, and it'll all come down to whether it's the Storm or the Cowboys singing their victory song at the end of the night.
Jennifer Browning at the Olympic Stadium.
Players and coaches have swapped their boots for suits to celebrate the season that was here at the Dally M Awards. Storm captain Cameron Smith is the favourite to take out tonight's top honour. The 34-year-old was leading by 5 votes on 20 when voting went behind closed doors after round 14.
Cameron Smith will obviously be pretty hard to beat. Maybe Daly Cherry Evans up there with him as well.
My money's on Cameron Smith. I think he's just, been unreal the whole year, and
you can't go past Cameron. I'm sure he'll win by 10 votes, I reckon.
Only last week it was thought some players might boycott tonight's event due to their ongoing pay dispute with the NRL. But they've set aside their negotiations until after the grand final, and players are confident a deal will be done in the coming weeks. Australia is trying to keep its one-day international series against England alive at the Sydney Cricket Ground. After winning the toss, Australian captain Steve Smith announced his team would bowl first in a bid to turn its fortunes around. England had little trouble chasing down Australia's totals in the first 2 games. Jason Roy was caught out off Pat Cummins on 19 before Alex Hales was dismissed for 1. A short time ago, England was 5 for 174 after Johnny Bairstow was bowled by Adam Zampa before Josh Hazlewood took the wickets of Joe Root and Owen Morgan.
The former Parramatta CEO, Scott Seward, claims the entire Eels board knew about third-party payments to players, which led to the salary cap breach. Yesterday, we reported that the board tried to blame Seward for the scandal, but documents obtained by the ABC detail allegations by Seward about the lengths Parramatta took to hide the controversial payments. Jennifer Browning has this exclusive report.
Just days before Parramatta received a preliminary fine for salary cap rorting in May, the former CEO Scott Seward delivered key evidence to the NRL. He told the league that the board members' preference was not to know the details of the additional payments of promised third-party agreements. But he said the entire board was aware of the club's practices regarding third-party agreements. One example used in his evidence is former captain Kieran Foran. It's alleged Foran was promised an extra $1 million in undisclosed payments. Scott Seward's statement also alleges a number of ways the Eels tried to hide the behaviour. One way was to top up player salaries by using false invoices. In one example, the club would order a $500 suit for a player, but it would actually pay $700 for it, and the extra $200 would be slipped to the player and hidden from the NRL. Seward claimed he was overwhelmed by pressure to find more than $1 million owed to players for third-party agreements made before he was in charge. And he said he tried to convince some board members to come clean with the NRL about the secret deals. He says he told the now deregistered board members, Steve Sharp and Tom Issa, "Guys, I think we should go to the NRL and bare our souls for God's sake." He alleges the pair responded, "No, no, no, we can sort it out. We've got plenty of third parties we can get." Seward is now reportedly considering legal action against the Eels. Jennifer Browning, ABC News.